I always use a mask. I'm not going to use one today because I'm going to talk. I don't like to talk a lot, but I'd like you to hear me. Because there is fungus, there's all kinds of crud in the bark. I didn't take this bark off. That'd be a real job. But a lot of times if you get a piece of wood, bark will slip off pretty easy with a chisel and a hammer. Normally I don't use this. I always use a face mask. You never want to turn. I don't care if it's a little tiny top or whatever it is. I've had all kinds of pieces hit me, and you can look at the top of this. This is a new one, but you can see marks on here where pieces of bark and stuff have come off and slapped this thing. And I've got a little bit of super glue on there, but don't pay attention to it. Now some of you know I've had a lot of sun exposure. My skin is like tissue paper. I'm on a blood thinner, so I bang up pretty easily. I like to use a glove. I get one of my old yard gloves that I don't want anymore, cut out the fingertips so that I've got full feel when those chips are flying off, especially when it's dry. They're hotter than a pistol, they're sharp as a razor, and they'll just grind your skin clean off. At least they will mine. Maybe not yours, but I have nothing under there except blood vessels and tendons and so forth, and I want to protect those things.
Yeah, we don't need to see those today either.
I've got to pick up some tools, Larry. I want to show you what I use on my lathe. This block fits this way, this space in my, so that when I'm working, I normally don't use more than 2 or 3 tools. I can keep these tools over here. You just take a board, drill some holes in it, cut it in half, and then you've got a place to set your tools. And they're right here at your right hand. You're not running around turning over here or trying to find one over there. But $6.50. That's a good place to start with a blank like this. I noticed at the picnic when the newbies started turning, they're up there like this, and they're putting a chisel in there straight. You don't ever want to do that. It'll grab your chisel and do this, and it'll just kill you dead. Turning ought to be fun. And what I do is I back it like this into the end. See, I'm not cutting, I'm just backing it in.
Let me get in closer.
I'm backing this in with tool. And you say, gee, that's a stubby little thing. Well, this is one of my old ones, and I don't care if it messes up. Bark really dulls tools fast. So that's why I use this old one. And it also keeps me from going out too far, which you don't want to do. You want to find out just about where that is, and then you start coming into it. I use an Ellsworth grind. What we want to do is we want to round this up. We're going to put a turn on this end. We're just going to turn a simple bowl. We're not going to do anything fancy here. Now, look how far I've come over. A couple of fingers. You don't want to go any further than that. Then it becomes tough, so you move your tool rest up there. Always go around Safety is one of my things. I guess I'm going the right way here. Let's get some of that bark off. Then I can turn my chisel and get some of the bark. I can turn that around and I can do a pull cut. And I don't have to worry about that thing flying off of there because I've got my cinders dug into the wood. Now let's look and see what we've got. Well, I got to get a little bit more off of there to get all they work better. Let's see if we can turn that speed up. Well, almost. You'll notice you can see the shadows there, that it's not in round. And I start at this face because I want a level place to start out. Now I can come in. I'm not coming in on a face that's wobbling. I'm coming in on a straight face. And we'll just kind of round that up. You can hear it just hitting in spots. I think this may have some pretty nice spalt in it. I'll get back at you yet. I wasn't going to say anything. Well, let's just look and see what we're doing here. Well, not too bad. It's got some nice spalting in it. Okay, we've got it pretty well rounded up. Let's go back and make our tenon so we can get it in a chuck. Now, maybe we can increase that speed just a little bit. I like that. There it is, about 800. That's pretty good speed. You're going to get the smoothest cut going this way. If you come back this way, you're cutting into the grain and you'll get a rougher surface. So I try to get this bottom part pre-turned a little bit, because once you turn it around in the chuck, you're not going to get into it that well. We'll get it tenon turned on there. I want to get this flat. I want to be sure that it's not going to rest on the edge I'm cutting. And since I'm using one way, it's got a straight. It's not dovetailed, it's straight. So I've got to try to cut a straight tenon on this.
Dovetail at about 2 degrees.
Now, I like to have this just real perfect for the chuck. Okay, now we know that's flat. Now I've got to try to see what I run into here. I'm trying to get this straight. The place you really want is right there. Now see that tenon's just a little bit too thick. this one's getting a little dull. I'm going to keep using it. Okay, now I want to get the shape of the bowl.